Hi guys, my name is Rutendo Tavengerwei. I'm the author of the book Hope is Our Only Wing, which is Esperança para voar in Portuguese. You might or might not have heard about it, but if you haven't, I'm going to do a bit of a reading from the book itself. So not to worry. And then if you like it, you can always go and get it. It's on Amazon and in most bookstores. And yeah, so you can see that I have my laptop instead of the actual English copy, and that's because I'm not actually at my usual residence because of everything that's happening with the coronavirus. I have kind of been stuck somewhere. And actually speaking about that, it's a global pandemic that has really affected us one way or the other. It's a shared experience regardless of what country you're from or in. We're all being indirectly or directly affected by it. And I know that there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty going on, and it's very justified. But at the same time, I think it's very important to be very conscious of your mental health. And I have found personally that reading is very therapeutic, and it helps not only as a distraction or as a form of therapy, but also in terms of also finding out shared experiences that other people in different circumstances have gone through fiction or even non-fiction. So on that note, I am going to read from Esperança para voar. Shamiso lay on her bed, shivering slightly. She fought the urge to go outside and peered out from the corner of her blanket to see what Tanyazo was doing. She seemed to be reading something, a Bible perhaps. Are you alright? Tanyazo whispered. Shamiso froze, her body tense. She held her breath, waiting for Tanyazo to ask again. The lump slipped back into her throat. She quietly reached under her pillow and felt for a small object. I need some air, she explained, slipping out of the room before Tanyazo could say anything else. The corridor carried a looming darkness. All the lights had been switched off, and only a few hisses and giggles floated in the air. Shamiso followed the corridor, then scurried down the open door. The moon was out, and its light paraded on the pitch-black walls. A slight undercurrent of crickets created a background undertone. She looked around. There was no life whatsoever. Her heart thudded, pressing against the cage of her chest. She walked to the side of the building and retreated into a corner. She leaned her back against the prickly grains sticking out of the brick wall. She could feel the tears swelling. The darkness had a familiarity she recognized. Her whole body ached and parts of her itched. She pulled out a little box from her pajama pocket. She had to make the pain disappear somehow. She pressed her hands to her eyes, wiping away the tears. Little threads of moisture were beginning to form in her nose. Slowly, she slid her back down the wall until she was sitting down. She closed her eyes as the brick grazed her skin. She sat on the concrete with her knees drawn up and her head lodged in between them. She could taste salt from the traces of tears that ran past her lips. She pulled her toes against the ground, pressing them hard onto the stones that showed in the concrete. The rough pebbles tore her skin. She opened the little box. They were all there, the 6 white rolls of the cigarettes she had placed inside. She lit one and brought the cigarette to her lips, watching the smoke as it came out of her mouth. The feeling of the smoke seemed to heal her insides. She tapped the cigarette and smiled as pieces of ash fell to the ground, and thoughts of her father crept through her mind. She brushed her toes on that rough concrete again. Her hands moved to her head, holding it tightly, as a stream of tears unleashed the rage stored up inside her. She could not stop them, and for the first time she did not try to. Tanyazo sat alone and awake, listening to the whistles and snores of her roommates. She could see traces of moonlight through the small crack in the curtain. She wasn't sure she could cope with another night of insomnia and heavy thoughts. Fatigue haunted her lately, always around this time. There wasn't much she could do, except lie in bed and wait for sleep to come. She turned to face the other way. As she lay there breathing, someone gently opened the door. She watched through the thin cloth as the new girl leaped in. There seemed to be a pain troubling her feet. Tanyazo wondered what she was doing trying to befriend this mysterious girl who clearly did not want anything to do with her. She had managed to keep all her relations at bay, making sure no one gets close enough to discover her secret. She had successfully reduced the time she spent with her old friends by hiding herself in books. It helps that they had been put in different classes and hostels. But there was something about Shamiso, something that ignited an inexplicable wave of pity in her. As she puzzled over the strange emotion, her eyes began to close, and eventually she drifted into the rest of the night. Right, so I hope you did enjoy my reading, and I hope that you got and get the book. Like I said, it's available on Amazon if you want to get it online, and I think most bookstores have an online platform where you can order and get it delivered to your house. Please stay safe, please stay at home, because we still have a responsibility for those of us who are currently not ill. There's a lot of people who are at risk, and it does them better to take them into consideration and staying at home so that we don't spread the virus and that a lot of lives are saved. So thank you very much.